dead.
Still got nerves.
Hello, my name is Kevin. I am the Dapper Man. Today we're going to be talking about a 1949 film that was directed by Raoul Walsh and stars James Cagney. It is one of the best gangster noir films I've ever seen. That movie is called White Heat. I've had this movie for the longest time. I think I've had this movie since 2007. Not on Blu-ray. I purchased a Blu-ray and I put both the DVD and Blu-ray inside one case. I've had this Blu-ray so far for about like 5 years, but I'll talk more about that. Let's talk about this movie because it is not one of his best directing films he's ever done. It is one of the greatest films that's actually out there, especially for a noir film. So let's talk a little bit about the story. We begin with Cody Garrett and his gang pulled an almost successful train heist, but an undercover is on his trail, following the mother to his secret hideout. Just as Cody, his mother, and wife almost escapes, he is caught by the detective and he shoots him and he tries to escape from where he's going to. But then he realizes that no matter how far he goes, the detectives will be right on his trail. So he decides to turn himself in. This he knows that the will be only sentenced for 3 years or less because it's robbery and he's not going to confess for murder. The detectives are not quite buying it and believes he is not only has committed multiple murders, but he is planning another heist. An undercover is sent disguised as a prisoner in Cody Jarrett's cell, and he tries to gain his loyalty and find out his secret plans of what his true intention is. It will be difficult when fellow inmates are trying to kill him and his former gang runs apart along with his undercover cop. Now this is one of the first early gangster films I've ever seen. This is a gangster noir film, but for other gangster films in general, this is one of the earliest ones I've seen. One of the earliest ones I've also seen along with this was the 1932 Scarface. There's the 1947's Key Largo, and also the 1987 The Untouchables, which I very much enjoy. I've really enjoyed that movie, but this is something special. And especially because of James Cagney. Now, he has been known to star in many roles as a gangster, as a villain, and as a very dark character, and he always plays it just right, but he's at 50 years old. His last time he played a gangster was 10 years at 40, and then 10 years later, he does this one. And he perfects the gangster type in a film. And it's really just mind-boggling just seeing how well he is in this film. He has this stark, crazy, sadistic look about him, and it's really uncanny just seeing his eyes, the way he acts, the way he moves himself, the way he talks to people. It's very frightening, even for that time, and you look at it now, some people may not care because it's an older film, but I'm just saying this movie is fantastic. The way he presents himself looks like a truly sadistic person that has no feelings for anybody. Not even his wife, except for one person, and that is his mother. She's very manipulative. She knows how to tell him to do certain things. She knows how to calm him through his headaches. She knows how to say the right thing to him, but she's also influencing him to become as evil and vile as he is. And because of that, in his complexity, I think it makes it that much more unnerving. Now, I have seen this film about 6 times. Okay, this is probably 7 times now since I've rewatched it for this review. And it's still just as good as when I first saw it, because it, once again, just blew my mind of how violent this film was, especially for its time frame. I believe it's already reached past its Hays Code, and there were certain things that couldn't do into a film naturally, but how much they got away with it, with the explicit violence that's in this movie, it was shocking. And I believe James Cagney has something to say about that, because he didn't want to start in any more violent films, but he knew that's exactly what audiences wanted. They wanted to see him in violent films. Now, people would talk about the Joker's laugh, such as like that of Mark Hamill, Joaquin Phoenix, and Heath Ledger, but the laughter he does in this, I think, outdoes them. At least he was the original laughter for me that had an evil, sinister laugh, and it's just goes into your brain, and for some reason I'll never It will never leave. Every time he laughs, I think about it all back over again. As he's about to shoot someone or something happens, he laughs about it, and I'm just thinking about like, yep, this was the laughter that actually creeped me out first in movies. Now, along with this memorable scenes and memorable line, you can't miss it. It's one of the most famous lines ever for a movie. Comes one of my personal favorite scenes was the scene where he's in the mess hall at the prison and he has this freaking burst out moment. That was actually real, that was improv, and he just thought of it right on the spot. He told the director's like, okay, go ahead and do that. I'm not going to let anybody else know. And the looks that were on their face, that is their real reaction. And that was phenomenal. How James Cagney pulled that off and did it. It just shows how well of an actor he was. Now, all the other actors did a fine job. I didn't really care so much for one of the detectives because it's pretty too straight and narrow. But I liked all the others. I liked the actress Virginia Mayo, her role in this movie. She plays a double-crossing wife. I liked her. I liked the role of the mother. I liked everyone else. But James Cagney, when it comes right down to it, he absolutely steals this show with his performance. And that's what makes this entire movie as great as it is today. This film, as I said earlier, is Blu-ray and there's DVD. I didn't see too much of a difference in quality. They both have the same exact special features. They both have the same exact commentary. In fact, if you want to watch it the way how it was originally presented, both these formats, DVD and Blu-ray, provides that, where it shows the radio shows news, the exact trailer, the Bugs Bunny cartoon, everything else, and I like that. So if you want that theater feel for it during its time of release, you can do that, and I wish a lot more movies would do that. I loved it. Now, this film was made at a time when films had no rating, so if you want to know why this film could be rated as a PG, as I would say it, or what's inside this movie, here it is right now for your pleasure, for your purpose, whatever it is that you desire to know. And that is my review. That's all I have for this. I hope that you get a chance to see this because the camera work, the way the direction is, the lines, the way how they talk to each other, it's actually great. It doesn't feel like a stereotypical 40s movies where everybody has that radio show voice accent, but it also doesn't play too fast. It plays at a great pace, so this movie is actually good pace. Now, I forgot to add that, but I'm adding it now. It actually is very well paced. So, with that, I will leave you to you answering my question, which I have a question right here. What is your favorite gangster film? Now, if you have a favorite gangster noir film, that's even a plus for this month, as it's Noir-Vember. But if you do have a favorite gangster movie, go ahead, put that down. Let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like this video if you have liked this video. And let me know of what you think of my channel so far. So, that's it. I hope that every single one of you have a lovely day. And I'll see you around until the next video or review. Right now, it's looking like it will be another video. And it's going to be something different. And we'll see what happens. So, take care. Cheers.